Hello, my name is Vladimir Tikhomirov. I'm Chief Economist at BCS Global Markets, and I'll give you my view of the possible developments in the coming week on the macro front. Last week was quite turbulent for global markets. We have seen big corrections, particularly towards the second half of the week, when the news of the continued spread of the virus basically killed last hopes that the coronavirus epidemic could be fairly short-lived, like 2 to 3 months. The spread of the virus now, the cases are reported in more than 50 countries, means that we're facing a possibility of global pandemic, which is absolutely different scenario, something that the markets were not pricing in until recently. So last week we have seen this correction on the markets. I think it was primarily driven by the fact that the coronavirus story is going to be much more protracted than originally thought, and it's going to have a much more significant impact on the global economy. Looking into the coming week, of course, the big question is what the reaction from the world governments and the world central banks would be to this big correction on the markets. The hopes are rising that the central banks, particularly the US Fed, are going to ease the monetary policy in order to support the markets, and that's something that has already gave a bit of stability to the Asian markets, and we see the futures on the US markets also turning a bit positive. The coming week would be also important for the Russian market, not only from the point of view of the global developments, but also from the political side. There are two big events that are due to happen this week. One is the meeting between Russian and Turkish presidents to discuss the situation in Syria, which have seen a quite significant escalation last week and was an additional and put an additional pressure on the Russian market and the ruble because of the rising geopolitical risk. So the hopes are that towards the end of the week, on the 5th or 6th of March, there could be a meeting between the two presidents, and they could actually reach some sort of agreement to stabilize the situation in Syria. If that happens, that will be a big positive development for the Russian market. Another big development is on the oil market side. This week, again on the same dates, 5th and 6th of March, we will have a scheduled meeting of Ministerial Committee of OPEC Plus, which includes Russia, and the key issue to be discussed is the possibility of additional cuts in oil supplies to support the global oil prices. Hopes have increased over the weekend that Russia is going to join such a move. Before that, Russians were taking more a neutral stance, but as of late, hopes are high that Russia is going to join other OPEC members and would agree to new cuts in oil supplies. If that happens, that will be supportive for the oil price, and through that, supportive for the Russian market and the ruble. So basically, this is the way we see developments playing out this week. Politics will be a prime thing, both on the geopolitical side and the oil market side, and of course, of big importance would be the reaction of global central banks to the big correction on the global markets that we've seen last week. Thank you.